Record. Okay, we're going to start for Gloria for a blind, and she's going to watch it on YouTube later, so we'll see what's going on for Gloria's blind. We're going to the map. What else are we in? 1 second. We're going to the enchanted map, and then I think these are the Alice cards, and I think that's where we want to go. So I'm going to tip that down and tip this so you guys can see Gloria's blind. What does Gloria need to know? There's something you need to be listening to. You got listening to Sacred Pool and education. Now, from my point of view, this one is actually on the top. So let's see if I can get this. So later when you see it, you'll see it. Education, something you need to know. The Sacred Pool and listening. This is very much talking about going to the water to listen, going to the water, and that means referencing the subconscious, going to the subconscious. Even if you can take a 5 minute to meditate, if it's 5 minutes to just clear your head and listen to something that gets you in the zone, so to speak, this is important for you. This listening has the musical notes coming through, but it's like listening to the subconscious message that wants to come through. There's a question that feels like it's been a painful question on your heart that needs you to look at the answer a little bit more solidly. You need to have a conversation with your guide is what I'm getting, and this is big. Whatever this is about, it's something that sometimes vexes you, sometimes comes through, irritates your soul a little bit, like a sliver, and if you don't take it out, you just let it be there and be there. Continues to irritate, continues to bother you. See what else is going on. So I'm going to shift these over. Let me see if I can. Woo. All right. Shift these over to the side. So there's that. And we're going to lay some right here. It wants to go this way. I thought it was going to go in parallel to here. It's not going parallel. It wants to go forward. So whatever this question and answer is with your guide that needs answered first, you need to take some time here. This is something that the lesson, the education, the lesson comes when you listen. And it is an interesting reversal of things. It's an interesting reversal. Now, if you look at these, you see the 53 and the 35, and they aren't coming through as the numerology at all. It's coming through as reversal. So something as a mirror in the Sacred Pool. Something is acting as a mirror, reflecting to you something that's a painful lesson, something that you have taken as perhaps truth when it is not so. It feels like, okay, all right, I'm getting this, and this is what's coming through. When I get it, I'm just letting you have it. What's coming through is a label maker that's spitting out labels, 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 labels. I wanted that thing to stop. It just, it's spitting out all these labels. It needs to stop. It's like it needs to be thrown down, stomped on, broken. But all those old labels are false, false, false. Okay, now we can go forward with these cards. See what else is going on. Okay, so what I've laid out over here, I've laid out 4 this way, 2 here, 2 here. Let's see what's going on. It says, I wonder what will happen next. Ready for adventure. This is a precipice of change, the pause before action. It's why you need to go in the meditation. It's why you need to take a look at what your guides want to tell you in this. You're getting ready to do something new, approach it new, boldly approaching it. There's no more bullshit time around at all. This is not the time for you to play small at all. And if anybody doesn't like you playing bigger, that's really their problem. You are playing big, like really big. If it's time for you to level up, no, don't let anybody else keep a lid on things for you. Don't let anybody else put you in their box. Really, that's coming through quite fiercely. This says all in the golden afternoon. Inspiration, creative spark, imagination, conception. And this is a really strange one. You know, when I get timing, I'm going to tell you, but all in the golden afternoon. The afternoon is the key word there. It doesn't matter if it feels like the golden thing, but there's something in the afternoon. There's something around 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Like for the next week, I'd be very highly aware of whatever is going on in your world at 2 o'clock. Whatever is your 2 o'clock. I'm in Utah time. Whatever is your time where 2 o'clock happens, this is where the epiphany is starting to drop. More attention coming in, more breath. I don't know if this is lunch break time or if this is after the chores of the day and you get a moment to yourself. I have no idea. But this is coming in as 2 o'clock. Okay. Keeping up. immense effort and advance. And we've got the timing here. And what does this one say? This one's saying 3:20. I don't know what that's about, but this one, it is that time, the time that something is opening up for you. And I am getting the 2 o'clock again. It's something you need to be very, very aware of. All right. And then going forward, it says, belong to your own dream, create your own life. This is why this label maker went bizarre. The mirror went bizarre. The mirror shattered, went broken. Whatever it is that used to be, there's something new coming through. The way you perceive yourself is different than what it once was. And it is time, more than high time for you to move forward through this. Up top, consciously, says, I want to be queen, stating your own sovereignty, declaring freedom, passing a test. You're the one in charge of the labels for yourself. You're the one in charge of believing whatever it is for yourself. And then this one says, no need to fear. Remember how powerful you are. This is remember that you're glorious. Remember this. Be bold, be brave, be really, really strong for yourself. Not strong for everyone else like you've done so often in the past, but this is time to be strong for yourself. This is your own sovereignty coming in. This is you seeing the label maker, and that doesn't even matter anymore. Whatever was past doesn't even matter anymore. The brokenness, the smallness, if they don't understand you, who cares? It doesn't matter if they can get it or not. This is moving through, moving beyond, and moving into your truest self. Next thing coming forward, it says, manage to be glad, create your own happiness regardless of conditions. It feels like somehow there is a split that has affected something. Now, you see this, and this feels like a split going on. She's hugging what looks like the skunk or the badger, call it what you will, but there's two of them there. Again, the mirror, the reference of the 53 and the 35, listening and then education, lesson. This is paying attention, paying really close attention, and letting the split happen, letting the shift happen for your own sovereignty. The right way, learning to create what you desire. What is right for you is what needs to be considered the most of all. Not what's right for anybody else, but what is right for you, what is true to you. That's what needs to be honored the most. That's what I'm getting. Is there anything else she needs to know? Let me look. I'm coming to the color on her ribbon, which is very much the same color as this cloth here, but you can see the color of the ribbon in her hair, the blue. There's something about this, and this is bringing the truth in, the truth in, the truth in, and then the time. This too, forget me not is coming in with these blue flowers here, and the clock. I don't know if right there. You can see it right there. Don't forget to honor yourself. It's like every day at 2 o'clock or whenever it is, you definitely need to take the time to get your head back on straight, be aware of what you've learned, and be dedicated in moving forward for self. That's what I've got. That feels very complete. Love that. That's what I got for you, sweetie. I hope that's helpful. All right. That's what I got. And we will keep cruising on and see what's happening next. But that's what I got for now. Holy cow. Yeah, that was a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So that's what you got. Okay. Yeah, this is the Alice cards. They're really, really, well, they're the Big Eye Girls from Jasmine Beckett Smith. They're really pretty, and there's a little bit of a sting with them. In the Beautiful Creatures Tarot, I've got that one too. Same artist. A little bit of bite in those, even though they're so pretty and so like wide-eyed. They have a little bit of fierceness. Okay, Krista, a mini for romantically. Okay, Krista, a mini for romantic. Let me take a look. Your deck isn't on my desk yet. So I'm going to be looking around the cards, It's over there somewhere. Hang on, just give me a second. Oh, we're going to go into the Fate Shifters, which is a fairly standard one. I don't have two of this one. And then we're going to go into the Abyss, and I do have two of that one. We'll see what happens with this. Okay, that's where we're supposed to go for you. So, Christopher Romance. For a mini, is a romantic love partner in the cards? See what's going on. Let me flip this down. Flip this so you can see. Slow down, slow down. I want 3 cards to start with here. I want 3 at the top. Headline news, headline news, headline news. Okay, there's something about justice, a karmic lesson about competition, and about bringing your gift forward. So you've seen me do enough readings that you know what this is about. The karmic lesson is balancing for you. This is big, important. This has to be learned within. It has to be internalized, not just known here, but known and felt evident here. The competition, the conflict, the strife, the comparison game, when people aren't paying attention. This is competition for competition's sakes, and it's foolishness in your case. It's foolishness to play the competition comparison game. It doesn't work. There's sometimes Mean Girls energy coming with this card, and it doesn't feel like the Mean Girls energy is surrounding it so much as it's old, outdated, needs to be let go of. Then here, the student that has the gift that brings it forward and knows they're Batman. This is the one that really has the talent, has the cookie. This is huge. This is huge, huge, huge coming forward. Now let's see what's going on in the abyss. I want where you are with where you want to be. I want this first. As far as the point of reference for this, the point of reference for romantic love, where you are, where you want to be. You're going to have to play the waiting game for a little bit for the faceless one. It's waiting for the faceless one. This is the Three of Wands and the Two of Swords. It's like one isn't as good as the other. You're going to have to make some different choices, but there is the waiting game. The devil's here in the waiting. This is a really... Don't get discouraged with this waiting game. It feels like you've got the devil who's like old beliefs, old history, old stories, old ways of perceiving self and whatever defines something, whether it defines beauty, whether it defines good relationship, whether it defines what you expect this person and this romance to be like. The definition is a little bit incorrect. There's something deceptive in here. You have, sorry, I meant to be showing you this one. You have a little bit of deception that is tying you up here. This is huge. You have to let go of some of this old tapes, old beliefs, old way of thinking. Then the moon comes in and it's something where you're going deeper, deeper, deeper. Trust your intuition on, you know that one. It feels like that there is a chasm of time here, and it's why you're being asked to be patient. It is like you are on two sides of something, not on the same page, and that there's a big, huge canyon or river between you, and there is something going on. Again, I'm getting references to the bridge from the other day. I'm getting references to bridges. It's going to take a little bit of time. It's not right now. And then the Ten of Swords. You have to move on from something. This is something about that lesson that has to be moved on from. That's where you are now. Now let's see what's going forward. There's stuff about your own identity that you are discovering. And part of this faceless one, it's discovering who you are more and more and more. Being clear about who you are more and more and more. It's not so much about self-value and self-worth as what you like, what you love, and diving into that a little bit more. Having fun again and remembering who you are one more time. Not by somebody else's structure or construct. This is going back. Okay. I want to go back in here. I want to go back. We're going to pull one card of going back, because what I'm getting is there's an echo of past life coming through, and I need to look and see something. I want to see who you were past life. Now, this one takes me to children's storybooks a lot, the Tarot of the Abyss, but I want to look and see if there's something in this, in a role that you've played in the past, and I'm talking before this go around on Earth School, that is echoing in this particular circumstance or situation. It feels like that's strong. Okay. We're getting Knight of Cups. The one who caught everyone else. This is player, lady slayer. This is the false knight. This is the Romeo. And it's coming through not as the one that pursues the grail and the sacred ray, but the one who was player energy is coming through. Yeah. It's something about giving your heart rather freely, giving affection rather freely, and it feels like in this particular past go around that is referencing, you were more in the player energy. You had the ability to sweep someone off their feet rather easily and didn't take it seriously. It feels like, how do I say this without feeling so rude? But it feels like you played somebody's heart and it was a little bit painful, and this was huge. And this is like, okay, all right, the Knight of Cups, player, lady slayer, right? This is the one that knows how to play the game of love really, really well, but doesn't get serious. it feels like in that past, that's exactly what you were doing. You didn't want to get serious, didn't want to get serious, didn't have the courage to get serious, so you played the game. It's a lesson for you this time because you're getting more serious. You're learning how to do it in a different way. This feels very much like you in the past life. It doesn't feel like someone else, and it's showing up as the masculine, as the Knight of Cups, but the energy of this card is what's most important. Not so much the whether you want to call it the masculine or the feminine. It's the player energy that's coming through strong. Okay, what do you need to know going forward? There is a reveal that needs to come through. There is something that you are learning now about yourself, how you operate, your identity, how you do things, how you show up more truly for yourself and present that more truly without fear, with no shame attached to it, with no coquettishness is the word I'm getting. I don't even know if that's a word. You're not there to play the coquette anymore. I don't know what that's about, but you're not there to play coquette. You're not there to play cute, cute, nice, nice. No, 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 no. Also, there is a lot of claws energy. There's a fierceness in you that needs to be honored and shown, like from the jump. Okay, going forward as far as the romance. It didn't take me where I thought it would take me, but okay. As far as the romance, you are undoing this. Now, this is interesting. Oh, this is powerful, interesting. All right, we're seeing this. Now, we saw the devil in this last one. Look at this. The devil, the old way of doing, the toxic and addictive ways, and the ways that are false, right here. Going forward, the Eight of Swords. This is about the limiting beliefs that we let down, the limiting beliefs that we kick down, the prison that no longer holds. When we look at these beliefs and realize how false they are, or what this is that we're buying into that is the BS, and then we move forward, it's huge, huge, huge. Then the universe gives the gifts. Okay, this feels like the meantime, the middle time. Very, very exciting. I wish I had a third deck. Okay, let's see what else is going on here. Whoa, ho, ho. The resilient one comes through. The Nine of Wands comes through again. This is stepping into your power again, scars and all. This is realizing that the parts that have been broken were made to be there to help you strip away parts of you that were false. The things that feel like they've been some of the most difficult experiences of your life, or the most painful experience of your life, help you recognize yourself all the better. Help you understand the depth of your beauty going forward. This is huge. The resilient one comes through. And then what else is coming through? Why am I getting avocados? You guys, sometimes the cards are just too damn weird for even my own self. I'm getting avocados. What is this? There's something that is strangely weird in pair. And avocados, strangely weird in pair. This is like very, very masculine energy coming in. This is also very much the creamy goodness of this coming in. Why am I getting this? I'm telling you, look for avocado green, the color that's on the peel, and also the deep, deep color of green that's in there. I don't know what this is about. But yeah, holy guacamole. This is crazy. Yeah, you say you do love guacamole. It's something as weird as avocados. What is in the 1970s? 76, 77, 1976, 1977 is coming in. This is oddly coming in. 1976, 1977. There's something about the lessons you were learning as a child then that's relevant for going forward. I don't know what that's about. I'm getting shown the street, the neighborhood, the street games, the street light coming in the games. There's something about that leads you forward. I'm not sure what this is about. Yeah, all the appliances were avocado green in the 70s. It was crazy, but 76 is coming in. What is that about? You were born in 83, so why am I getting this reference? Sardines. Give me a second. I'm having to go back. Sardines. It's a game. You might not know this game because people don't know the same street games that were played before, but the game of sardines is where you play hide and seek, and then when you find somebody, everybody goes and hides with that person. So your two big exes were born in 76. Okay. I'm getting sardines, the game of sardines. The one that feels like they're lonely, they have to go hide, and then everybody eventually comes find them, and the last one to find them is, I think, the loser or whatever, and everybody else is like in on something, and it feels like something about that game of sardines. I wish I could remember it better, but that's what I'm getting. Avocado, 77, 76, 77, 76, 77, something like that, and the game sardines. Okay, this is a question about romance. Where the hell does this have to do with romance coming in? And the resilient one. Something about September coming in also. What do we got about that? I don't know. Six of Cups. Now, this is generally the card of nostalgia where you see the little kids offering to each other. The card of rose-colored glasses. You've been cautioned against this. This is you grabbing your own inner child and moving forward in a way that's stronger now as the woman that you are, as the person that you are. Taking the inner child and letting them move forward with you. This is huge for you. And this is something about the resilience there. I want to move on to the romance aspect of things. It's September is something opening up. Awakening is the card of judgment. This is answering the call, answering your own call. This is moving forward in truth in a way that really, really serves you. The Magician is here coming in reverse. You can't force it. This is not forcing something. This is not manipulating a thing. You can't do the square peg round hole. This is something that can't be forced. This is answering this call first. Then the Magician can right himself. Then you get death and transformation. You are going through the process. What it feels like is the process is not complete. It feels like the process is still undergoing and it's going through September. What I would say to you is that I'm not expecting like Mr. Half Right, Jackass Right, Somewhat Right, No Right, whatever. Mr. Right ain't walking through the door right now. And it feels like this summer is meant for self-discovery, for a reflecting and a remembering and a finding your own identity. It doesn't feel like romance is immediately on the horizon or we'd be seeing the Two Cups. Now the Six Cups is one that is similar to the Two Cups in the equal offering. Let's see what else is going on. Nine Cups, 10 Swords. Ah. 9 Cups, 10 Swords. 8 Cups, the Fool. Okay. 9 of Cups. There's something about the distortion in the wish. So again, this is looking back to here. This is the competitive game, the lesson, and the way you do it a little bit differently now. The lesson that karma is bringing through and justice is bringing through. Then the 10 Swords, the ability to move on, to leave what is unfulfilling behind. This whole thing feels like childhood storybook lessons that some of them need to be the pages ripped out and let go because you were ill-informed or you bought into something that was a more fairy tale mythic than reality. And this is something that needs to be let go of. Then the Fool starts again. I'm telling you, this is mid-September. It feels like mid-September is when things start really cracking open, cracking open, cracking open. The Fool is here now. The woman leaves behind whatever was the foolishness. Leaves behind whatever thought was to be the content, the happy ever after ending that people think is what is the big whoop whoop that we get sold as children often isn't exactly what it is that you're looking for. You're looking for something a little bit different and you're offering something different, presenting it differently. This is huge, huge, huge. There's wisdom that comes with this. Wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. Now in this deck, if you'll notice, we've got 10 of Swords here, 10 of Swords here. They have 2 10 Swords. It's moving on from something that nearly kills you the last time into something that's got wisdom and something that's more maturity, more strength. This is a little bit older. I think when the person comes, there will be an age difference with you. I think they will be a little bit older. Yeah, that's what I've got. That's what's coming through. Anything else on that? No. Understand the lesson here. Understand you're freeing yourself, learning your own identity first. It feels like there isn't romance on the horizon in July or in August. It feels like things start opening up in September. Age difference tracks? Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah, it feels like that is something that is going to be there. You need somebody wise enough to deal with whatever it is that you're doing. And I'm not saying smart enough. I'm saying wise enough to get you to understand, to move forward. Yeah, that's what I've got. That feels complete, honey. I wish there was a little bit more in there as far as, you know, so-and-so is showing up, blah, 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 blah. But what I can tell you is the older gentleman in that card comes up strongly. That's the energy that comes up strong. The older gentleman and the wise one comes up strongly. This is how you're going forward. This is also an understanding of treasuredness comes up. That's big. All right. And then a pinch for Krista, sure. So we'll see what's going on there. Let me get a drink of water and we'll see on the pinch what's going on. Okay. So we're going into the charms. Let's see if there's anything. Let's see if there's anything said as far as romance in the pinch. I don't know if there will be. We'll just see what comes through on the pinch. Okay. There's something about there is something that is a rainstorm coming through. There's like rainstorm weather, change of the weather front, storm front coming through, rolling in the storm energy. The rainstorm's coming through. I'm not sure what that is, but holy moly, there's a lot going on. Okay, let me flip this down. My goodness, love the ASMR of the charms. Yeah, it's a fun sound, huh? All right, here we go. Here we go. Hacking away the attachment, blooming where you're planted, the work that comes through, the beauty that comes through when the wings have dried, the goo in the wings has to dry. The captain's wheel is coming through and the key to moving forward. This is all coming through. This feels like shifting this over. This feels like we're still in this energy in June, July. Feels like July moving forward, and then it feels like July is about done right here, right between these two starfish. I don't know why. And there's a star underneath here. The season has changed. There's double stars here and starfish here. There's something of value coming in. This is you understanding yourself in a way that is different and new. What color is the leaf here? The season has changed. It's leaves of gold. Okay, all right. It's after the brokenness that you understand that the vein of gold comes in. I talk about the kintsugi and the broken pottery and all of that coming in. That's coming in. Yeah, I'm getting something like after the autumn harvest, things shift. Now, this is July energy coming in, but it's giving me references to Fields of Gold, that song from Sting. It's also giving me references to the song Laughter in the Rain. It's giving me this storm has changed and the field survives, but this is something that comes in after that. This is when the direction changes. It's like you're following the North Star as best as you can right now to your true north. Keep doing that. Keep doing that because it's going to be kind of tricky. You had crazy storms in Philly the past few days. I'm telling you, keep looking for the North Star because it's not just the North Star. There's also part of a constellation that's going on. And this is an understanding of the soul. There's this chakra and this chakra being activated right now. This is high crown, and the heart chakra being activated right now. This is huge coming through. Okay, I'm going to flip down to here and see what's going on. We've got the key going forward, and we're in October here. Again, nostalgia comes kicking through. Very interesting. Now, this is the coin of yin-yang, of a little bit of the dark and the light, and a little bit of the light and the dark. And look at how this is coming through. You're really in this preparatory mode, really getting ready to move through to something different, and then it's bringing nostalgia. It feels like it's coming, the nostalgia's coming through. We saw the 6 cups before. We're seeing these 2 here. We're seeing this here, the yin-yang, the perfect harmony, perfect balance. It's coming in. When you find this balance within you first, it's coming in greater going forward. Anything else she needs to know? Yeah? Okay. We're going to the Gregory Scott deck. I want something on this right here. What's going on? The lesson. The Hierophant, the Pope, the lesson. This is getting ready. This is giving the keys, getting the keys literally as part of this card. And you see all across the backs of these, on their cloaks, you see the keys. They are getting their keys. The key is being given right now. It's not just divine timing for you. It's not just about you waiting. It has to be divine purpose for the other person, divine timing for the other persons. Of course, it's the Hierophant. Yeah, you're getting the VIP access to something. You're getting the keys and the information to something. And as impatient as we can get for this, there's a sacredness to earning the right to get this knowledge. And then what comes in later, the sweetness of it that comes in later is really, really good for us. That's what I've got. That's what's coming through. The nostalgic and the bittersweet lesson that you've had in the past, and then going back to something that is about, yes, referencing again the sardines, referencing that game. I don't know if you know anybody else who played sardines. And then going through here. And interestingly, August and October are channeled, but not September. Yeah, I don't know what is bookending around there, but that's what's going on. That's what's going on. So that feels complete. I'm not sure how that helps you, but understand that you've got the pale green and the pale pink of the starfish, and the starfish lesson is so important, but the starfish also move very, very slowly. They're their own creatures. And also when you get these pale colors, it's because the intensity of those lessons has been altered by a little bit of white light, by enlightenment, by knowledge is what I'm getting. This is what's going on. Okay. That's amazing. Thank you so much. You're welcome, honey. You're welcome. I'm glad you understand that. I'm glad. I'm really glad, because sometimes I don't understand what's going on, but this is what's going on. So for Kristen, a pinch. We'll look at that next. So let's get this back out, and we'll throw these charms in, and let me shake this really good for Kristen. Okay, let's give these a good stir coming through. Kristen. Whoa, that one wants to go down. Hang on. That one's important. I don't know why. Ooh, dragon energy coming through. Big time, big time. Dragon energy coming in for you. So I'm going to lay this one down, and then we'll see. I want to sprinkle all around it. I don't know why I'm getting that, but that's what's going on, so that's what I'm going to do. So the dragon energy, flip that down. Wow. Okay. That's a whole hell of a lot. Holy smokes. Give me a second. Wow. Yeah. Sometimes the pinch, I don't know how much I'm going to get. Give me a minute. There's a lot going on. It feels like this is the consciousness. This is where you are, right in here, right in this area. And it feels like all of this stuff is going on in the world around you. So many hearts going on. You've got purple in the hearts going on. This is third eye opening up, and there's space for more to come in, space for more to be revealed. This is something that comes up after adversity hits you, after the grind happens. This is something you are making. It is like how the oyster makes the pearl. This is something made by your own hand. This is referencing, you've got the hole here that's shaped like a heart in the palm here, and the palm here. There's something going on, that spiritual growth that you are making and creating right now. There is change in identity, change in role going on with the seahorse. And then also we've got the leaf of gold coming through here. Hang on. It doesn't want to be flipped. It's going to be work. If it's this much work for me, it's going to feel even harder for you. But there's a change in the roles going on. Sometimes this will happen if somebody is like the main provider in a family and the main person working. And then it switches where somebody else has to either... they're going to work, or the hours they're working are shifting in the roles that they do. And sometimes it's even the distribution of chores in the household that changes. But it feels like there's a role shift, and it feels like this is particular pertaining to work. It's so much. This one, the leaf of gold, is feeling like how the income is made, or the amount of hours spent in work is shifting. The role is shifting. The role is shifting. The dragon fire is understood. This is huge. And the spiritual truth of needing something different than what is just offered here. This is dripping. Whatever you're doing that's working hard for the money, that is earning the money, you need to evaluate if it's feeding the soul and feeding the spirit right now, because it may not be as good for your soul as it is profitable. And sometimes there needs to be a compromise and a balance made in there, and it feels like that's changing. All right, back down to the charms. Okay, so here, what we're seeing is the safety pin. This is when there's something that's attached, and this is also a form of protection, because this particular pointy part that's pinned in, it's guarded right here, and this is what is coming through as the protection. There's a key coming through here. There's something happening in the winter. This is coming through with the timestamp. Now, sometimes we see the snowflake and it's a reference to winter past. This feels like this winter, this fall, this winter, this fall. This is something that you're prepping ahead for, and you're going to be prepping for a long time. As far as this goes, the savings in the winter here, I'm telling you, I don't know why this is coming through, but whatever it is that you need to do for your savings, take it seriously. Make yourself a little bit of a oh shit fund. Make yourself a little bit of the oh shit fund. Make yourself save money ahead for whatever is coming in the winter. I don't know why, but I think you'll be glad you did. And this is something that is something you can do to cover your own ass, to protect something. It's coming through strangely, but that's what's coming through. So that's what I'm giving you. It feels like create your own shit fund and balance out what you're doing with work and with spiritual growth, and also put a little bit aside, whether it's $10, $20, $100. I don't know what it is in your savings, but be dedicated in saving for yourself. There's something about that that's important, and it's protective. It may act as an insurance. It may act as something that covers your ass, or it may just be that you know you can put it there, and that gives you a sense of peace. Okay, going into the charms again. This was a big one. Okay, this is like doing this through winter, flipping over here. Why is this pale blue coming in again? There's something about the voice that needs to be spoken through. There's something about evening time. This is coming through. This is coming through as evening time, not so much dream time, but the time before dream time. Whatever you're doing before your bedtime routine, before you settle in for the evening, sometimes this comes through and it's like step out on your porch, take in the starlight, go what's going on. Sometimes it comes through as this. This is telling me better sleep hygiene. This is telling me whatever it is that you bookend your day, you close off your day with before you go to rest, it needs more attention. So it feels like you need more respect for what it is that closes out your day before you go to bed. That's important. I don't know why. That's what's coming through. All right, I'm going to flip it back down again. So flipping back down. And I think, hopefully I'm not frozen anymore. Did it unfreeze? It's being recorded, Kristen, and it will all be there. So yeah, it's recorded, and I'm flipping the iPad down too. So the full read will be there. So just so you know, I'll upload it after the show, and you can just look for the date and look for the charms read. So we're going to go right back down to them and keep going. But here's what we're seeing. This protection, and I talked about savings. This is protection, cover your ass. This is speaking your truth, and this is better nighttime hygiene is what's coming up through this the strongest. It's you aren't realizing how much success that you're getting in each day. And this one is huge important. See if I can show it to you. It's huge important. This is, you need to evaluate in the stillness of the evening before you go to bed what has been the success of the day, because you've got more successes than you realize. Now, what else are we seeing down here? Let me flip this down here. I'm flipping the iPad so we can get it all in there, because a lot came out with this. Particularly, this feels particular to summer, but it's going to be something you start doing as a habit. I don't know if you do nighttime journaling, nighttime gratitude, nighttime something, but it is something that feels like a ritual thing that you do at night that helps bookend your day. It could be just having a tea. I don't know. Okay, then here we have the Dachshund, the Dachshund dog. Really, really great. This one talks about being grounded. This one talks about being loyal, being faithful to self, being true to self, and being grounded. This is huge important. There's something that is an ambition that you want to move forward with and want to be celebrated about, and it's not going to happen as quick as you like. This is the ladder, and it feels like the celebration isn't here yet. There's something that's coming down the track. This feels like we're getting further into time as we go through here. Here's the winter cautionary message, but we're in fall here. This is definitely like you want some time where you can get time to have restorative time. It might be that you do a staycation or a mini vacation. It feels like mini vacation. You might make your vacation plans for this year a little bit smaller than what you thought they would be, but don't do just the staycation. It feels like a mini vacation is necessary, and this is the time to just rest. Allow release, allow reprieve, allow more fierceness to come through on this side, and then release to come through on this side. Something is lining up. I would check your planets in your birth chart. I would check perhaps where this one has the ring around it, so I would check where the Saturn placement is, if there's something like that. Now, I don't know my astrology well enough. This is me guessing, but it's saying go to your birth chart, And this is the planet that's coming up, and I don't know what this is about or why this is for you. I don't know what your birthday is. What's coming through is you need to look at your astrological chart and see what's going on. There's something important there for you. And I think this is the Saturn placement. I think that's what that's going on about. I don't know. We're getting the light blue coming through again. We have it here in the heart. We have it here in the flower. This is speaking your truth, blooming where you're planted, and this is opening your heart. There is something that needs to expand and grow. When this comes through like this, we're seeing you being very, very grounded in blooming where you're planted, and something that opens wide open. It doesn't mean you're not going to travel, because this to me is indicating so strongly for like the mini vacation. So it feels like there is travel that is important for you to gain something. then we have here the rose coming through. And this is something after the price is paid. This is very interesting. Save your own ship fund. You're going to need it. I'm telling you. I would try and save at least $500, and I don't know what this is about or why this is about, but it feels like start saving towards $500 if you can before winter, and it feels like you're going to need some of this chunk that is going to be in fall, and I don't know what that's about. I don't know if you're going to go into some kind of trinket and crystal shop or some kind of shop that you see something fabulous or you want to get something fabulous, or maybe there's a course, a curriculum, a teacher that is out of that shop and they are teaching something you want. I don't know what that's about, but it feels like instructive to tell you to do this. That's what I'm getting there. Okay, going back down. Ooh, okay. Now this one, look at the beautifulness of this. We've got emerald coming through on this one. This is huge. This is very, very green emerald color coming through on this leaf. Hopefully you can see it pretty well there. And I'm going to put it back down in here. And you've got the anchoring in. There's something that's anchoring in, and this is a code coming in. This is a code coming in. We're going to go to the Beyond Lemuria deck and then the song. There, you need to open up the Claire audience for music. There's the codes coming in through song for you. Hang on. Okay. What does she need to know? What does she need to see? Crown chakra opening up huge. Look at this. Gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Gorgeous, gorgeous card. This is the Beyond Lemuria deck. I love this. It's gorgeous. Look at all these colors coming through, and they are all in here. This is the Unlimited Self coming through. There's something about music that when you are in your joyful space of listening to whatever it is, the music that elevates you, it's important. It helps you access things and anchors in codes. Anything else? The green is something that's coming through again really strong, and it's coming through as emerald. It's coming through like, I think emerald, I think Wicked, I think Wizard of Oz, I think all of this. But it's one more day that's coming through, and it's not coming through as music. It's just coming through one more day. There is a longing to have a little bit of an extra day. If you get the opportunity on whatever the staycation is to stay an extra day or to extend your stay, or maybe to upgrade to a suite rather than the regular, it might be the time to do that. A new blueprint. I'm telling you, new code is coming in somehow in that time frame. That's what's coming in. You've got the butterfly symbology here. You've got the new codes all around. It's coming in. I tell you, it's anchoring in. It's anchoring in. Anything else on this other side? Starseed Elemental. This is you're connecting with something that's bigger than what you thought you'd be connecting with, and it's huge for you. Huge, huge, huge. Huge. Anything else? It's just the codes. You need to be very receptive to the codes coming in for that. Something else. What else is going on right in the middle for her? It's like when your guides come in, however they come in, and have your made aware of them, you'll know. Be paying attention. Start kind of looking, just kind of noticing, sort of like mental note, clock this, clock that. That's huge. Radiant illumination for the solar plexus chakra, saying I am. There's a declaration coming in that's huge, huge, huge. Nell is kicking in on this one a lot, and Nell is very, very playful, very, very, like, she usually presents about 10 years old. A very young energy. This is a different energy than the water sprite, but just as much there. Just as much there. It is, again, this is the elemental, and this is nighttime elemental. It's more like a grounded wood sprite that I'm getting. I don't even know if I'm calling the right name. It's not. It's a grounded wood sprite. It's something that is like this. There's crunch, crunch. Crunch, crunch is what's coming through. It's like the autumn leaves that are crunch, crunch. This is when you look for this and listen. Anything that feels like and sounds like the crunch, crunch, you need to be paying attention. This is part of who you are, part of what you're meant to be opening up to, and this is huge. This is huge for you to understand going forward. That's what I've got. That feels very complete. Wow, that was a holy moly of a charms read. Holy moly. That went through your head a nanosecond before I said it. Yeah. She makes her presence kind of felt. Yeah, really, really gorgeous. That's what I've got. That's a beautiful, beautiful reading. But that's what I've got going forward. There is something coming in for you. And the preparation, as much as I tell you the preparation as far as savings and money and blah, 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 when we're talking money, we're talking resources. So don't forget your energetic resources either. Does Nell ever tug on my left ear? Not so much. Not so much this, but she'll do like a splash, like kick water my direction. And I know there's no water in this room, but I know where she is by the creek, and she'll kick and splash towards me. I don't know why she does, but that's how she sometimes gets my attention. So I don't know. Does that mean she's going to be tugging on my ear in the future? It could be. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let me get a little water. So that's what's going on, and we'll see what's next and what's going on from there. The list is clear as far as you know. Excellent. Good, good, good. Good. It feels like it's time to do the collective, so that's what we're going to do next. And we're going to go through this one, which is... Where did I put the box? If I would keep track of the boxes. It's like the Forest Imprint, I think is what this one's called. I did a little thing on it, but I got the second one of it, and it feels like it's time to do the collective, and we're meant to do it with this one, so that's what we're doing. So let's put this here. Forest Imprint. What's coming through here? Now, I have 2 decks of these, and I'm telling you what I'm telling you. I'm getting the older one out. This one is the newer one. I inked it differently. But there's something about the older that needs to come through, the older information. Oh, a puzzle. Hang on. Okay. What's the older information? It feels like this is what it is. This is a reference to older information that we need to know. Woo. The 4 of Cups. Some people are refusing to see. What is the older information that is in this? Is it like she's sitting on the shell, and we saw the pearl with that triple heart, and there was 2 purple hearts and then one that was open. This is something about the open heart gives us the pearl, gives us the important information. This is something about adversity, things that are coming up against us that feel like not to be overly dramatic, but things that feel like trials or oppositions or things that just, when are we going to get through? When are we going to get through? It's the grit that is refining some of the pearl. It is what we're up against, and some of us have these lessons. Some of us, whether you're claiming yourself light worker or witch or woo-woo woman number 12, doesn't matter. Some of this opposition that's coming your way is helping you get more grounded, seated in what it is that you are meant to do. So don't refuse the lesson. If you're getting opposition about something, it's there to teach. It's there for a purpose. What else is coming through? Where you're sitting is important now. Exactly where you're sitting is where you're supposed to be at. And a lot of people think, well, we don't know what the life purpose is. We don't know where we are on our path. No, where you're at is where you're supposed to be at right now. Somebody's bringing forward a reminder to you. And this one, we see the girl bringing forth the reminder to whatever this, I don't know, forest porcupine of leaves is. But we're the porcupine of leaves there. And she's the one bringing something forward there. It feels like we need to receive the gift that's being offered. This is a card of refusal, but there's a gift in this, and it needs to be that we receive what is being offered. Often that'll come through and it's about giving and giving. No, this is about being receptive to having the curriculum that's given to you right now. Being receptive to the curriculum. I don't always like the lessons that I get. I don't really always like them a lot. A lot of the time I will resist them or like, nah, kind of cranky, bitchy, you know. But the gift is in the lesson. The gift is there. If you slow down, even if you take just a few minutes, a 5-minute breath for whatever this is coming through, it's important. Ugh. The Lover's card comes through. This is about the choice, following the heart's desire, being patient with yourself as you are learning to stand in your truth, learning the power of clarity, being patient with yourself as you learn the power of clarity. This is sometimes where we need to be silent, where we need to be quiet before we make this choice. This person really had to choose what it is. It's not just about, like if you look in the old Marseille decks, you see the wedding, not just the lovers. And you see in some decks, you see the lover making a choice between person A and person B. But what it's about is choosing what is your heart's desire that is true to your heart. Not just I want this or I want that or what you think you want, but what actually it is that your heart is devoted to. Getting very, very clear about that. Being patient while the clarity comes in. Sometimes being silent in this time is important for us. Understanding what's being offered going forward. I want to get the second deck now. That's the old lesson. This is something that we've been steeped in, and we certainly know this. We know this already. It's a reminder and a remembrance. Okay, what is the new lesson coming forward for us? So I'm going to flip that down so these cards can be seen on the TikTok as well as on the other. Your lessons are usually tough, and months later you appreciate them. Yeah, there's some lessons that we get and we don't have an appreciation on for decades down the road. And those are the big ones. Those are the big scars to your beautiful type lessons that come, and they take decades to unravel, to remember, to understand. So yeah, okay, back into the new lesson. What is the newer lesson to be aware of as the collective? What do we need to know? I want to shift these up. One really good shuffle. Of course. Okay, we've got a lot going on, guys. Of course, the Hanged Man. We need to look from a new perspective. Instead of refusal, we're looking to receive, right? The new perspective, the willing sacrifice. We signed up for some of this shit, guys, and whether we like it or not, we signed up for some of this. Some of the sorrow, some of the grieving, some of the big lessons that really hurt, that we have to grieve. Some of our grieving happens and we feel like we're through it and done, and then some of the grieving happens a little bit later. And it's not always grief because somebody's been lost or crossed over. Sometimes we grieve what we hoped for, or what we hoped would happen, or who we hoped someone might actually be in our world, and they've shown themselves to be someone else. They're teaching us a different lesson. The perspective has to be learned from a different viewpoint. Really huge. Then we have choices going forward. We don't get to procrastinate. We get to choose. We need to prioritize and then choose, then move forward. We're not meant to just be standing here window shopping all day. If you stand staring at the window long enough, you don't ever get anything done. You know what you know in your heart. This is coming right above the Lovers, the choice. This is make the choice. Make the choice that resonates in the heart. This is huge for us. How these are coming through with the Magician and the High Priestess. The Magician is right above this one. Ugh. The Magician knows all of the elements, knows how to combine them and create the magic and do the trick. But this is really, I'm going to see if I can bring these up to show you how they are with each other. Then the High Priestess honors her truth, honors her clarity, honors what she knows, asks smarter questions of herself. When she needs to have the wisdom, she goes within. That's not always the easiest journey, but it is what needs to be done. Going within doesn't mean refusing the lesson. Sometimes we have to meditate and get our Zen on, and then we can be more receptive and open. Sometimes we have to wait a bit. Sometimes we have to realize the sacrifice, then grieve it, then move forward. Anything else on this? Yeah, there's more. This is something that if we want the magic, we have to go within. This is just how it is. And some of it needs time. Sometimes we need time to learn. It's like sometimes we want an instant learning curve, and that just doesn't happen. If you're learning anything, they say you have to do it like 10,000 hours to get really masterful at it. And sometimes it feels like it's even more than that, but we don't learn it overnight. Star, our hopes and dreams and what we want is our true north. Honoring our intuition, honoring our gifts, honoring what's going forward for us is huge. Very, very psychic and intuitive card coming through here and through here. This is huge, huge, huge. It's like we have to honor our own inner wisdom if we want to go forward towards our dream. And this magic is here. It really is. It's coming in, and it's coming in strong. So we need to be patient. Make the choice that it is that you've made. Whether the choice is about being true to yourself, whether the choice is about switching your job, switching your career, whatever it is that is your choice, that is your dream, that you want to move towards, hold fast to that. Make your choice, stick to it. If it's the desire of the truest heart, it's not going to lead you wrong. It's going to help you follow your own true north. This is being in alignment with self all the way, babe. That's what I've got. This is what's coming through. Remember to follow your true north. There's just nothing that you can do otherwise because you'll get rerouted back to it eventually anyway. We all know this. We all know this. Sometimes if we try and get off our own course or do something that is off of our soul's path, somehow it seems we get rerouted back to our soul's path anyway. So that's what I got there. Okay, Alicia for a blind. 1 second, I'll get some water and then we're going to take a look at that. So 1 second. Hang on, Alicia. Wow, okay. I think I've got, yeah, that's right. Okay. We've got some weird decks going on for you, sweetie. Really weird decks. So we've got, I don't know, some kind of foresty, blah, 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 sacred realm. I don't know what this is. Then we've got, I think the last name on this one is Waters. And this has like goddesses and divine feminine in there. Then we have the chakra wisdom, which this one comes really strong with the energy coming through here. So we'll probably pull most of the cards out of here. And then this everyday one, which is sometimes a little bit bitey. So we'll see what's going on with that. I'm not sure why, but that's what's coming through. So let's take a peek and see what's going on with this. Okay. Alicia says, sounds accurate for lately. Okay. All right, let's see what's going on here. What is going on with these two? Okay, we've got the Wild Rose Fairy saying love and the Storm Spirit showing chaos. And what I'm getting is you are the storm. Sometimes we hear that and we take that a little bit lightly. But what you're conjuring, you are the storm. You aren't in the storm. You are the storm. This is you that brings forth the power, the energy, the chaos, the beauty, the destruction, the rain, the tears, all of it. You bring it all forward huge. And this one is like seeking, heat-seeking missiles, strong, fierce, force, like full on, womb, full on, just full on. Storm spirit and chaos. Some of the things that you disrupt, some of the people that are disrupted by your presence they're disrupted by your presence because you're showing them a mirror of what they aren't yet. So when you come forward in a very authentic way and somebody is shaken or rattled by whatever it is that you're bringing forward, sometimes they get really pissed in your presence. Now, most people won't get pissed in your presence, but some people will. It's like you put their back up somehow and you've done nothing. It's not anything that you've done, but you've brought in some chaos up in their own soul. Sometimes when people don't want to look at a thing, if they're in avoidance in some area in their life and they see you moving forward in a direction and doing things and taking things on, then it pisses off people. Sometimes you stand in your truth and piss off their demons and you're not doing anything at all, but this is what's going on. You're standing in love, you're standing in your power, you're bringing it forward in a huge way. And it creates chaos for them. It creates in them sometimes their own insecurities will coming up. Not because they're in lack, because maybe they don't want to stare down things yet. And it feels like that you're staring them down. So it's reflecting something that irritates them. Don't change a damn thing. Don't change a damn thing. You're doing just fine. And that's an okay thing. You can do nothing but stand in your truth. And they will learn the same thing eventually. But this is what happens. All right. The Divine Feminine. This one wants to come off, but it's not right. Now we're ready. Okay. We have Sekhmet, the red lady, and it says, I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. Standing in your truth. Speaking your truth with clarity doesn't have to be you being bitchy at anyone else, but there is such a thing as righteous anger on this. Can I give info on, or if you teach online classes or course? Yeah, remind me at the end, Kristen. And then here's Queen Esther, and this is called the Morning Star. And my ego in service of my soul. I trust my soul's divine timing. Now, Queen Esther in Bible times saved her own people, right? This is something that's huge. And she did this with a deeper sense of love. There is something about this, the ego in service of her soul and trusting her soul's divine timing. Sometimes there is a greater plan for us where we serve the world in a different way. And Sekhmet, the red lady. There is something that is powerful. When we're talking red, we're talking root chakra. We're talking survival. We are talking something about being fearless in our power and knowing what it is that we can summon, that we have the courage to muster up, that we can pull forward. This is something huge in you. This is knowing your purpose, and that you're bringing the storm anyway is just fine. That is just fine. Okay, we're going to go to the chakra cards and see what they have to say, because it felt like these had a few more than the other decks. So we'll see what's going on with this. It feels like the root chakra, survival chakra, is something you're familiar with, and it feels like you've had moments in your life when there's been misalignment, out of balance, out of whackness in that chakra, and it feels like that's coming back into alignment, that you've got that. So let's see what else is going on. Gosh dang. Okay, holy moly moo. I'm going to flip this down so you can see. Holy moly moo. Okay, so let me start it over here because this is how they came out. Loved is the first thing. Love is what comes through here. The heart chakra, huge, 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 opening up. The loved. And look at this. There is a sense of beloved and treasured and understanding her and this gorgeous, gorgeous, I don't know if it's a Pegasus. I don't know what it is, but her and this being of this horse is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. You've got purple energy right here on both sides coming through. You've got imagination and connection to earthly possessions. Now, this is something interesting because purple chakra is usually about third eye, but there's something about the connected to earthly possessions, and there's coming through this energy that you need to be told and reassured that you are safe. It's not on these cards. It's a reassurance. This message is, okay, Lucy's in the house. She's saying she needs to know she is safe to be who she is. Stacking things up in the eye of the dragon isn't the way to go about getting the reward that you seek. Stacking things up in the eye of the dragon's ever sitting in his cave. Stacking things up in the eye of the dragon only creates a beautiful tower that's easy to knock down, easy to fall. She's showing me that. She's showing me very, very clearly that. So what else? Go to the cave. She's saying go to the cave. I asked her, do you mean Mo's cave, the cave Mo's in? And she says, no. Go to the cave. I'm going to describe what I'm seeing. It's this cave. There's vines coming down. There's a little bit of water. I don't know what it is, if it's moss or algae or fern or seaweed. I don't know. But it's dark and there's like water that's dripping down. Go to the cave. There's something about this space. It feels like a meditative space. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Some people go into the meditation and they go in through the sacred doors of the trees. They go in through the trees. They go in through the woods. They go in the sacred doors of the trees, down into the cave in the sacred rooted part of the earth. You, my dear, go through the shore. Go through the shore. Go through the shore. You go through the cave. I'm getting a word. I don't know what it means. Moon spinner. Don't know what it is. Moon spinner. I think that might be like an old movie or something. I don't know. There's there's a cave. Go to the cave. There's water at the edge. There's a cave. There's stuff that you would go in. You need to go by way of water. This is something huge. We're going to the Black Hills, and there are many, many caves this weekend. Yeah, there's something that is a sacred knowledge and wisdom that's coming through the caves, and it has to do with how your safety and what security is. Security isn't the stack of coins, the dragon's hoard. Security is the spiritual safety, the spiritual knowing that comes through. Yes. Then you can connect to the earthly possessions and have them all you want. But you need to know that there is safety in acknowledging and understanding the spiritual truths that come through. Okay. Okay. She's giving me the nod. Okay, I can continue with the cards. So we're going to go back there. I've been here when I'm talking about a dream a few months ago too. Yeah. Yeah. Be aware. Be aware. Self-nurturing, belonging, and open. You know how I was talking before that you are the storm? And we talked about the red lady, and look what we're getting here. She is the leader of the wolves. She is the leader of this pack. This is the women who run with the wolves. This is the belonging. This is understanding when you want to go alone and when you want to go with the pack. This is understanding your power. This is why there's not going to be a problem with like the earthly possessions or security. It's not that there's something wrong with having money or materialistic things, but it just doesn't drive you. You don't have to be afraid of not having. You're going to be okay. The self-nurturing and openness is important for you. This is huge coming through. Huge, huge. When you're taking care of yourself well enough, then you're understanding your belonging in the greater scheme of things. This is gorgeous, gorgeous. This red that's coming through, you have the understanding of the lesson, and the fearfulness or survival needs are gone now. Now you're open to creating, self-nurturing, open to individuation. And the solar plexus chakra is what you're going to be working with. That is huge, huge for you. It leads you through so much going on. This is really, really huge for you. Anything else coming forward on this belonging card? Yeah, okay. All right, all right. It's right there. Hang on. The root chakra, of course. You've got pretty much mastery on this. Understand that when you get frazzled, remember that you do have mastery and that you are safe, you are secure, the root chakra. You saw how that was, and it was like, okay, we've got to specifically go there. Now we're going to go to a little bit of the snipe and gripe in here and see what's going on. This is the deck is called the I Don't Care Oracle, and I think that it's, I don't care in the good sense of the way. Not that you don't give a damn about anybody, but that you're not going to get ruffled by the stupid shit. Been working on both of those lately, and the throat chakra. The throat chakra is not in here. I think the work that you have been doing on that is probably pretty self-evident. I think that it doesn't surprise me that it's not in here. I think speaking your truth is something you're getting quite good at and that you've done well. But the root chakra in the sense of belonging and security is what you needed referred to. Now let's see what else is going on. Okay. Interesting. The die is cast, and I am always a child. These are not bad things. The die is cast. Whatever you are, the essence of who you are, and that you are a child, this is one that is trusting, one that has innocence in a good way, one that looks for wonder and amazement, and one that moves forward in a way different to others in the world. They aren't as bogged down. The die is cast. This one is not just the die as in clothing die, but it's like the fates have rolled something. Whatever you've set into motion is in motion now. You are on path, on purpose. You're not off course at all. Anything else in this? It's asking you to slow down, stop doing so much. And then there was a card that flipped. There's actually two cards that flipped here, and I don't know if they matter, but I won't want to leave them behind. Don't take something personally, and don't regret anything. Look, there's the unicorn. And here's also the horse that, something about the wild horses and the magic horses. This is something that comes through wide open spaces, really pretty spaces, and then going deeper within. You can go from the wide open space of the world to deep within the cave to really understanding and learning. You have an appreciation and knowledge for both of these. And if you look at the back of these cards, what is it? It's the magic horse that goes on and on and on. This is something that's important for you to know. This connects you to your inner fire, connects you to moving forward. This is gorgeous. Anything else? We got to go back to here. This is you, leader of the pack. This is you. The wildness in you is something to be honored. There's a freedom and the wildness in the childlikeness. It's all there. The wildness is important for you to bring forward, to show forward, and to show in the world, to anchor in the world. The wild spirit, the free-spiritedness needs to be there. All right, that's what I've got. That feels complete on that one. All right, let me see what else is going on. That was a gorgeous one. Holy smokes, that was absolutely a stunner. Okay. Let me get a little bit of water and we'll see where we can go from there. I'm trying to get these cards put away. Yeah. Alicia, a pinch. Okay, you got it, honey. You got it. Let me get a little bit of water and we'll get a pinch going on. And the pinches, I never know how much is going to come through in a pinch. And I never know. Sometimes the pinches are all fine on their own. Other times I'll throw in a card or another card. Who knows? But we'll see what's coming through. Let me get some water. We'll figure it out. Can I explain my specialty reads? Sure, sure. So these are the specialty reads I offer. They're the bones with the cards, crystal ball, or past life. So they all include cards, but these are the tools that I would use. Now, sometimes you can see back there, you can kind of see up there, you can see that there's an hourglass. And over here, you can see another hourglass. And if you look on that third little box down, you can see the pendulums in front of my crystal ball. So right back there. So there's crystal ball reads. So if I look in there, I don't ever know where those are going to go. Sometimes they go past life. Sometimes they go who knows where. And then I'll spread cards with those. If I'm throwing bones, then I'm likely to, I like to use this reading cloth. It's the Naked Heart from somebody, Jillian somebody, the Naked Heart Tarot. And then these are the bones that I do. And these ones I learned from my grandma to do. And these ones I learned just recently. Now, my grandma passed years and years and years ago. But there's something about the connection and the bones. And I'll throw those and they mean different things on how they land. So those are that's how I do that. If I go into past lives, I'll take some cards over here like this one. These particular are all tarot cards that they don't read tarot in past lives. And I might go to another deck, but these are some that I typically use on past life readings. And I'll go in, I've got some cards that will show like different archetypes or different places where you were. Usually in a past life reading, when I go in there, I feel like the idiot savant, honestly, going in there because I don't have a huge basis on history, but when I go in, I see what's going on. Sometimes it's about somebody's work. Sometimes it's about somebody's life or their role in their relationship. Whatever comes through, it's often that it has a relevance to what's going on in their life now. They're beautiful, beautiful readings. And sometimes there's bittersweet pain in there that you know that you're healing in this life, but it's echoed in these cards. It's just crazy, but they're really, really fun. So those ones take a little bit longer to do, but those are the specialty reads that I love to do. And those are, I'll hold it up. Those are the specialty reads. They're $50 and they're really, really fun to do and go in. And they're recorded with the show and everything as per usual. And then I do teach classes. And where did I put it? This is the Tarot Plus Spiritual Gifts. And then I've made different videos on some of these things. And you would get some one-on-one time with me doing these. And then if you just want to do tarot classes, my tarot classes are $99 right now. And that's 15 videos, and then it includes 2 30-minute follow-ups, and we'll just Zoom. But it's about 3 hours worth of videos. It's just me, how you see me now. And it's fun. You get into the tarot cards, and they start talking, and they start coming alive. And it's really fun to play with the cards, fun to let them play and talk back and forth with you. And as you can see, I mean, I love, love, love tarot. I like Oracle, too. I like the charms and the bones, too. But I love tarot. I probably do have about 750 decks of cards. Probably that's accurate. And probably 80%, 90% are tarot. Yeah, I would say that. So, all right. So we've got a pinch for Alicia. Did I cover it? I hope I covered it. If not, let Kim know and she can remind me to cover it again. Hopefully. Okay. All right, Alicia for a pinch. Maybe 760. I love tarot, guys. It's like, and I'm not a hoarder of certain things. Certain things I like to collect, like certain fancy pants yarns. I like to knit and crochet and all that jazz. But also tarot cards. I love books, and it's like, there's so much art in here. It's like having a museum in every deck. So it's gorgeous. All right, Alicia, charms. What's going on for Alicia in the charms? There's a cloaking going on. Not a cloaking like a Star Trek cloaking. All right, I need to be more clear. Cloaking like a Star Trek cloaking would be like if some kind of crazy starship is cloaking and you can't see it, invisibility. Not that. There's a cloaking. A mantle being put upon you. When somebody would be cloaked or wear a cloak, it was for protection. Also, it is a protection of your spiritual energy also. Sometimes I go like this. It's taking the cloak down. Yes, I could use Sleeping Beauty's cloak in the Disney version. That would be a good, it's a cloaking going on. Somebody has been given, and this is your read, so this is you that has been given the cloak. You need to understand how to protect your energy, guard your energy, and also when to reveal. There's an interesting dynamic, and there is a protection on you right now. There's something that is divinely, when you are cloaked, it is as if the mantle has been passed on by the ancestors. Yes, yes. Okay. Tradition now in modern times would show you like a treasured wedding dress or a treasured item that your ancestors have of clothing, that kind of thing. And it feels like a cloaking has been put on. There is a stitching particular to this side. It's showing me a stitching, and it's not showing me exactly what it is, but it's a stitching almost if it's a lettering in one side of the family that this comes with, that the spiritual gifting comes through a little bit stronger on this. There is messages in the cloaking on this. This is something huge. Like being cloaked by a guardian spirit to keep you safe at the moment. Absolutely. And also a mantle of a spiritual gift that's being passed on to you. There would be something in the family phrases that would be there for you that would... some people would call it a blessing. This is a protection also on you. This is something huge. This is gorgeous, gorgeous energy. But that's what I've got. Let's look and see what the charms came out, because I haven't even gotten into those yet. Let's take a peek. I don't think I even have a charm that has a cloak on it. But yeah, very, very much a beautiful time for you opening up. All right. We've got the bat reference, and I cannot do anything other than go to the cave, that kind of reference that came through before in the readings before. This is the bat, and this is also flight. This is also night flight. This is also coming through as dream. There's a shift in the perspective that you see. You know how the bats are hanging upside down, and you see hangman energy like that also. There's a shifting in the perspective that comes in the night through the dream space. There's a rootedness. This is ancestral coming through here. Wow, okay, just 1 second. I've been stopped. 1 second. This is the ancestors oracle that we're coming through. I don't know what's coming through here, but this is ancestral tree, rooted and groundingness, health that's coming through, something that's adding to your strength, where you're taking nourishment from the ancestors, nourishment from their gifts going forward. They want you to find your voice, open up and sing out. This is something big. This is huge. What else? You are the instrument right now. When they were here, they were the instrument. When they were here, they were the instrument. You are the instrument right now. Finding your voice is huge, important. This is saying enjoy new beginnings, socialize and change. And the warrior comes through with the horse. Look at this. Wow, wow, wow. Really, really ready. Really ready. What's coming through over here? The bat and the bird and the time for flight. Now let me bring you down here so you can see. The bat and the bird and the time for flight. The dragonfly of changes here. The of two worlds is coming through. There is a spiral connection. You've walked this path before. You've helped this ancestor in... okay, all right. Yes, the spiral path. This is coming through. It's showing me that when this ancestor was here before, you would whisper to them, just like they will whisper to you now. This is a contract and agreement for you guys. This is what you've decided that you would do to help guide each other. Very, very interesting. Huge, huge, huge. But this is the two worlds coming through, and the spiral path is coming through. There's something also in the cosmic coming through. If you look at the tail of this salamander right here. Right here. Let me see if I can show it to you clearly. See how that spiral is coming through. This is giving me the cosmos, the stars in the night sky. This is finding your voice, bringing your truth forward in a way that is cosmically driven. The change that is here. The flight. So much flight. It's not so much travel. The key is flight. This is to thine own self be true. This is coming through as the trumpet. This is coming through as the judgment card. And this is, even though it's high heels, its boots were made for walking, standing in your power, standing in your truth. Huge, huge. This is honor the call. I don't know if you realize that you have been called, but the calling is clear. Calling is super clear. The key is in the flight. The key is in spreading your wings. The key is letting your voice be heard, letting your truth be spoken, letting the whispers that come through guide further, extend out. What else? Two more. Clear your mind. Oh my gosh. And answer the call. Okay, I'm going to read this one first, but then I'm going to this one because this is huge. Okay, clear your mind, be present, focus, and embrace. Be present, be present, be present. And then this one, answer the call, explore, travel, live. Those might be things that you want to do, but you need to spread your wings. Answer the call. There is a calling that is on you to do. It's not just for you to just travel and explore, although that is part of it. You are being called to something that elevates, that lifts, and yeah, you really can't make this up. You really can't. Answer the call. Your ancestors have traveled far for you to get and be where you are in this now moment of time, in this moment of human history. You are not misplaced or displaced right now. Answer the call. Know what it is that your ancestors want you to do. You are the instrument in this generation. And there can be more than one. You might have cousins or other relatives that are also acting in this way. Don't have to worry about that so much. Just know that the linking of this ancestor to you is coming through pretty profoundly. I mean, you can't answer the call. I tell you, when you see the charms here, again, I'm going to show them. I talk about wings and flight, and it can be travel, but not always travel. The key is here. This is a key to knitting needles, to interchangeable knitting needles, but this is a key. The key is answering the call and walking tall, walking tall, walking tall. That's what I've got. Holy cow. That is just a stunner. Yeah, you have the wings to be of the two worlds. You have the gifting to be of the two worlds. You're rooted, you're grounded. Clear your mind, find your voice, bring it forward. That's what I've got. Holy smokes. That is huge. That's what I've got. And I haven't broke this deck out in ages. I mean, it's been a minute and a half. You have so many blue jays and robins lately, and blue jays aren't so common here. Pay attention. You have 5 nests of blue jays and robins in your yard. Pay attention to your birds. They'll lead you to different messages. They'll get your attention. They'll get your awareness, and they'll help clear your mind. Where when you're watching them, all of a sudden things will drop through. It happens all the time for people. So yeah, that's what I've got. Holy smokes, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. But that's what I've got for you, sweetie. And the dragonfly is very much something that has to do with change. It feels like that has already been happening. Yeah. The throat chakra is the one that didn't come up in the previous, but the throat chakra is definitely what you're doing more, what you're doing more, what you're doing more. It's beautiful energy coming through. All right, that's what I've got. Let me get a little sip of water, and we can keep on going. Always been drawn to the dragonflies too. Yeah, look up the reasons that people get dragonfly tattoos. Look up those reasons and see what you find on the internet. It might be real interesting for you. Samantha for a past life. Okay, let me get some water and we'll go into Samantha's. 1 second. Okay. Go in here. Really strange. All right, this is where we're going to start with. What other decks do I need to see? Huh? All right, hang on 1 second. Not drawn to my traditional decks, drawn to a different one. Start with this and see what we got. Okay, all right, so these are the decks we've got. We've got the Citadel, which drew me first, the characters, the wild archetypes, the stylus. I don't know why I wanted that handy, but I guess if I need it, I'll need it. And then this one's called Weird World, and it's very kind of feudal looking, medieval type of looking, but we'll see what's going on. Okay, for Samantha, for your past life, let's see what's what. And this is being recorded, guys. There's a trio. Very interesting. I don't even have to look at the cards just yet, but there's a trio coming in, and it's important. There's a trio. Really important on this trio. It's not a duo. It's not about a pairing. It's about a grouping, and it's a trio. Samantha, this is a trio that's important. No wonder. This one's heavy. This one came in. Let me show you how it came in on the shaping. I'm going to flip this down. This one came in, and I wondered if there was perhaps like a fourth here. What was going on? When I look at this, there's the twins. There's duality, dual nature, self-protection. This doesn't feel like you came in as twins in that life or in this, but you echo and mirror each other much. It's something to the effect of like a sibling that comes in opposition that's very, very like you, but in opposition, you're here to learn almost opposite curriculums. This is what's coming in. So your curriculum that you need to learn, also understand either the shadow side or the light side, whatever it is, understand the opposite of that curriculum. So like one of my sisters is very much the social butterfly and I'm very much the hermit and totally kind of opposite. So understand how that can be complementary lessons coming through. Understand how sometimes you might be at loggerheads, but it feels like this is what's coming in. This don't discount this other sibling that's coming in with this twins energy. It feels like you might be a little bit older than this one. This one's a little bit younger, but they're there to remind you of certain lessons and teach you of certain lessons in the past, and it feels like that's echoing here. Sometimes we have soul family that comes through. Not each of my siblings that I've seen in my past lives when I've been doing like meditations and whatnot or gotten information downloaded, not each of them are in every frame that I'm seeing or in every life that I'm seeing. This particular one was in this one, and it feels like this one is in this life now. So FYI. So the twins, the Acolyte, new projects and learning. This is an endeavor that's going forward. And the Alchemist. Balance, invention, and destruction. The Alchemist. Getting something also as in reference of alchemy and temperance and the two cups, the two goblets that pour in, the opposites that are pouring in. There is something that needs to be transmuted. This is something that you are balancing. It's a back and forth balancing of flow. Okay. And you're also very one that is studying, learning. Your mind wants to be more inquisitive. It shows it here. Let's see what else is coming through. This feels like the energy surrounding the players, so to speak, in the past life. So that feels like this energy. I'm going to show the cards here for just so they'll be hopefully in shot on this. So that's where those are. The Acolyte, the Alchemist, and the twins. Now what's going across them? This is like the energy above and around and all throughout. But what about what do we see in the characters? We see the driver, the friend, and the creator. Very interesting. Now the friend is the keeper of trust, the companion supporting and sharing joy. This one isn't here to have your exact lessons. The creator, this is something that feels like what you are, and the inventor and the Acolyte and the Alchemist coming through. This is the chemist. It's not just the alchemist, this is the chemist. The navigator and the driver, it doesn't feel so much as that's the actual role. It feels like more of like the life path of how to help navigate. What's going on with this? The soldier and the animal shaman. This is the chemist. This is you. I don't know how these two surround. These are the other two. This is two other folks. Okay. All right. We're getting in. We're getting in deep. All right. Put this to the side. This is what's coming through. All of this feels like your energy. This feels like other person. This feels like other person. Soldier friend. This would be the one that fights battles. This would be somebody that advocates. This would be somebody that does it a little bit opposite. This feels like you. This feels like you going within, going within. Now let's see what's going on here in the archetype cards. And then we're going to get into the tarot that won't read like tarot. We just need one from here. Okay, all right. The Lover. The Lover, the one who helps you navigate, the one that helps you move, the one that helps you go forward. The Lover comes through over here more. Okay. Let's see what was going on. I get you as somebody that understands herb chemistry, chemist, how you make chemical concoctions. There's something that you understand on how you would utilize every essence of animal spirits, animal natures. You're not coming through as the hunter that would utilize everything, but the person that would know what the animals were to teach, the person that would reference, like sometimes we would see like somebody, a shaman would thank the canyon for being allowed to travel through it. A shaman would ask the canyon for permission before driving through it. Even in modern times, a shaman would thank the animal for giving its life in order to feed the tribe. That kind of energy is coming through as something that you understood and knew well. Let's see what else is going on. This is all heavily about you and the driver, the lover. Okay. There's something about the gifting that needs to be respected. It's coming through the animal shaman and through the high priestess energy here. You are a woman that saw things. Again, the temperance is coming through here as if to echo the alchemy, the balance of the two. There is something that you echo where somebody would advocate and push, almost to a way of toxic battles, almost to a way of toxic fighting. You went more towards peace, towards quiet, towards gentle nudging. Now let me see what else is going on. This driver person, this romance person, there is a little bit of a trick when you create your own world with this person. You create your own world with this person. It's a huge amount of harmony, but there's a trick to it also because it leaves you a little bit separate from other. Okay. What I'm getting is the person that was coming up as the twin, that's also as the friend, is also pissed. It's also pissed off that there's this world, this realm that is over here, that is like this, that isn't theirs. It's not in their curriculum. It's not in their lesson. And in this past life, the fact that this was in your lesson pissed them off. There is a low hum of jealousy coming through this, a low irritation to this person. So it feels like you found what was your bliss in the chemistry. You found the chemistry, the combination. You found the elixirs. You know how to do things that are healing. You know how to do things that are helpful. You know how animals and places and all of this is connected. And the more you dive into this, for a period of time, there is a jealousy that goes on here. You're taking on the new projects and learning. You're creating and doing the creative shit. And this person's pissed that they aren't having that curriculum. Pissed that you're doing something separate. Pissed and possessive is coming through a little bit here. And let's see what else is coming through. Now these ones I did on the blues. We're going in the red edge on these. I want to see what's going on here. There is something about this one wanting to be supportive but possessive. Because you've got the energies of the friend, the energies of the soldiers, and both are showing loyalty and support and all of this. But if you grow beyond where you're supposed to grow, then what do? Then they feel alone. Wow. You didn't leave them. You learned something differently. They're having trouble understanding that you're learning something differently. It's about you and this sibling. I'm going to show you this and you're going to be like, what? Yeah. Okay. So here we go. I'm showing you down here. High Priestess over here where I just held it that you were learning something different. They could be learning that too. The book is there for both of you. It's coming up in duplicate. You can see it. It's coming up in duplicate. They could be learning that too. But they don't want to leave that world to go on to learn something else. They don't feel safe in leaving that world, so they would rather fight. They'd rather stay, fight, guard, have things how they were before, have things. And this feels like a loyalty to an old way, to an old story, to an old line that you let go of, and they held the narrative and continue to hold the narrative. And it feels like because you left the choppy waters, because you left the different dynamic of family that is different now for you, it feels like they feel like betrayal, heartache, pain. They feel lost. Somebody interloped. We're getting the driver coming through, the lover coming through. We're getting again here coming through. There is something about this where they wanted you to stay small, and the more big you got, the more light that's shown on it, the more pissed they are. It doesn't serve them to be so pissed off. It really doesn't serve them. They don't want to look in their own book. They don't want to look in their own book. They're hung up in the daily grind. Now, what's going on with them? They want to fight. It feels like this person comes in as twins, and this person, even though the soldier is so represented in the masculine, it feels like this person is actually feminine. It feels like you were both girls. It feels like this one wants to fight to keep things and to want to be seen as the true fighter, true warrior. And you want to just learn, and they want to fight. They want to force a magic through that they can't get without the wisdom that they have to honor from going within. They definitely want what you have. Look what else comes through. There's a way of harmony, a way of working together, a way of teamwork that comes with the Three of Pentacles, but they don't know it yet. They want it. They can't figure out how to alchemize it. They don't know it's an inside job. They don't know that happiness is an inside job yet. What happens with you two? I want to go to some of my other cards now. We're going to go into some of these. It's the Sleepwalkers that I want. Going into the Sleepwalkers Tarot, see if we can figure out anything else going on. But this is what it is. It's like you cannot slow your growth, slow what's going on, or slow what brings you your bliss just to make someone else happy. And they cannot give up the fight before they are ready to give up the fight. So let's take a look and see what's going on. I'm going to flip this down again. I want to see what's happening on this side with you as far as the alchemy thing. And whoa. Yeah, you left. You left. You grew up and got something very, very blissful and left the situation, left the struggle really far, far behind, right? It's coming up in doubles here. How did this card get in that deck, but it's coming up in doubles here? And then look, this is where it is. This is the problem. You went towards your peace. You went towards what makes you feel peaceful. And they felt left and abandoned and left behind. And that's the problem. And it's a misunderstanding of their own mind to think that they are abandoned when they're not. You're just growing. They could be growing too, but they're holding on to some kind of old way. Now, what's going on with this? It's a how dare you. Really interesting. It's a how dare you, a how dare you. They feel like if they leave something that is traditional behind, how dare you, how dare you. You got the strength over here. It's coming through here, and it's coming through with a little bit of the devil horns. How dare you, how dare you. You're honoring your truth. You pierce the crown. You move through something. You go beyond the heartache, and they're stuck in it. What else is going on? How long does this go? Jesus. It goes for a long time. Over a decade. 15. It feels like... Okay. It feels like this started when you were like 15, 14, 13. Maybe you were 15, they were 12, 13. Something like that. And it feels like it goes on for well over a decade. Well over a decade. What's going on? I'm looking at this other sibling of yours to see what's going on. Because you've tried to show them, hey, the lesson is here. It's right there. It's like they live in the house with the book on the shelf and they refuse to go look in the shelf. Fighting, fighting, fighting. Trying to defend, fighting, fighting, fighting. Trying to show up good, and trying to be seen. It's going to be slower for them to have the lesson that they're seen and that they're okay. It does feel like that they're trying to be seen and prove themselves in a way, in a world that isn't a way, in a world that you measure it by. It's like if somebody... Okay, so my sister that's the social butterfly, she also runs and has run marathons. Obviously, I don't run marathons. It would be like this person is trying to say, look at this marathon that I just ran, and my sister never did this to me. But if somebody was like, look, I ran 26 miles today, I'd be like, good for you, that's great for you, well done you. But it's like trying to show a certain measure in a certain way that's a little bit different. And this one is like trying to show or prove. And for you, whatever this is understood. For them, they're still in the proving grounds, trying to prove, trying to prove, trying to prove. Anything else on this? There's a lot of dissatisfaction, and they haven't learned to leave the dissatisfying behind. That's what's going on there. They will. They will. It feels like 2 decades, 8 years, 28 years. Jesus. That's a long time. It feels like this started when you were 15. So if you go 28 years from that, what is that? In the 40s? That they're going to figure this out? It feels like, yeah. Okay. All right. What else is going on for you on this other side? They have to do their battles. They have to do their battles. You have to step back, let them do their battles, let them do their battles. You cross paths on occasion, not a lot, but on occasion you cross paths. You have to let them do their battles. You know you have to step back from this. This is wild. Again, this is something that is your bliss to follow. This is your bliss that's important. So interesting. Your sister is 13 months younger, and you're practically Irish twins. Yeah. That twins comes through strong. There's just different curriculum between you and them, and that's how it is. You are leading and doing the leading thing and the inspirational thing, and you have to follow it. You have to follow the bliss. Whoever is that your partner is, or whoever is helping you as you go forward, or even your romances or whatever it is in your life lessons, it's all going down a path that really makes sense for you, but it leaves them confused. Your lives are very similar, but she almost has one ups at every stage. Yeah. Okay, anything else about you specific? Come through. Your chain breaker. A chain breaker that's coming through. These two aren't seen in so much as the Adam and Eve. It's two that understand that the chains have to be broken. This is what's coming through. She wants to stick with something that's tradition, that's old script, old narrative, old script in that life. And it feels like this sibling will do that very long time in this life as well. Chain breaker. It's coming through right here with you. Chain breaker, resilient, strong, understanding, connected, understanding the scars and the things that are difficult that have cracked you open, have made you stronger, and there's a resilience instead of a stubborn defensiveness that comes through. This is huge for you. The chain breaker. There's something about the generational thing that comes through, and you have to break the chains. What else is going on with these? Can we see you here? I want to go back to returning to the chemist, the alchemist, the healing. What is it that you need to carry forward? This is coming through on the scrolls. When I see the scrolls being revealed, like the library was there for hers, was the book. The scroll, it's more specific. It's more a message, a letter given. This is more specific coming through as the scroll. It's a gloved scroll being presented. This is a gloved lesson. This is a messenger would carry you this lesson in life that you need to be doing. This is a scroll. 6 of Cups. Well, look how they illustrate that here. You can look out for her. There's a bittersweet nostalgia that is coming through. Big sister, little sister energy coming through. Irish twin energy coming through. The twin energy, the alchemist and the alkalite. You can give to her, and it needs to be an equal exchange. You're here learning different lessons. The thing is to understand and look back with sweetness, but not rose-colored glasses, about this protected time. There's a reason that you are here. And the little one teaches the big just as much as the big teaches the little. There's a real huge thing. The lesson is understanding nostalgia and bittersweetness. The lesson is learning from that nostalgia and giving freely in friendship and understanding this in a huge way. What else has come through? The fates were just different, and that's okay. All right. So on this, the fates were just different. The timing was just different. The Wheel of Fortune comes through. The timing is just different. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just different. You are you. It's this is me. This is what's going on. And she is she. And that's totally okay. The timing is just different. And it feels like in the time we saw in the past and in the time that you're currently in now, there's still this dynamic. The timing of your curriculum is just different. You are meant to be chain breaker. This is what you're meant to do. You're meant to overcome some of this. You applied to the same physician assistant program and she got accepted. That's great. That's great. You're going to be on similar tracks, on similar roads and on similar paths, but not the exact same. You did it and your career went a different way. Yeah. Similar paths, not the same. That is okay. It feels like the sweetness of this gift, you understand, but the hurt is still there on the other side for her. There's a stinging. That's what's coming up. Anything else? Anything else she needs to know? You will trust the divine. You will trust the hand of the divine and the fates in this more than she will. You weren't meant to be on the identical path. You weren't meant to be identical twins. You weren't meant to be the same person learning the same things with the same curriculum. You were meant to go on similar roads, but not identical, not the exact same. And this is why it's different. So that's what's going on. Anything else? Yeah, we'll pull one more from here. What is coming through? The Temperance card is coming through. The Alchemy card is coming through again and again and again. We've got the Alchemist here. We saw the Temperance card in one of these coming through here. I don't remember exactly where it was, but it came through. I wish I could find it. There's so many cards in here now. But it came through. Let's see what else is coming through. Okay, yeah, you need to know. If you haven't heard me say, Temperance card isn't like vinegar and oil salad dressing. It's more like Hidden Valley Ranch with bajillion different spices and seasonings, all right? That's what's coming through on this. And it feels like you need to understand how to curate the different spices, the seasons, the different flavors, all of these different elements that you bring through in your lessons, in your learning as you go forward. This comes through a lot too. The Six of Swords, you need to go towards your peace. This is like the fourth, or at least the fourth Six of Swords we've seen. We saw it here. We saw it somewhere in all these cards down here. In duplicate, we saw it. This is go towards your peace. That's what you need to do. This is what it needs to do, and leave the baggage behind. This is part of the lesson. This is what you need to know for this. And this is exactly what you've done in the past life and what you're challenged and charged with doing now. Whether it is something that other people like or not, doesn't matter. Your peace has to be something you protect and what you go towards. Leaving the rough waters for the smooth is when things open up in both of your lives. Whether she likes that or not, you have to leave whatever that past stuff is behind. You have to leave the old narrative behind in order to move forward. And that's what's coming through quite strongly. It feels like you have the understanding to learn, to have knowledge, to heal something, to break generational curses, to connect in a way that is different. And it feels like that still might piss her off a little bit, that you can connect in a different way. So that's what I've got. That feels like complete. Stop there. Stop there. That's where I'm stopping. That's where it feels complete, and that's where I'm getting stopped. So that's where it is. But that's what came through. So you just don't know. In the past lives that come through, this one, I think it's just called the Forest deck. I got it from Amazon. And I just call it the Forest deck. I don't know what else to call it. They didn't leave an artist name or anything. But this is the back of it. And all of the cards have this beautiful, beautiful green kind of color in it. So it's all like that. So, yeah, that's what that's called. All right, let me clear these cards out of the way. And we'll look for Emily's mini. What a mess I've made in here today, guys. Holy camole. You guys know how it goes. All right. Emily for a mini. I've got to make room. Hang on. I'm going to put this tray up here. There's something that's coming through. The stylus that came through, and I don't know why I pulled this before, and I didn't know if we'd need it. But there's something that comes through in the writing of your own book that needs to happen. Journaling is important. So that past life reading, don't doubt the power of your words when you write them in your journal. Don't doubt them if you want to let go and release something. When you write a page and you rip it, or you write a page and you burn it, and you need to let something go and move forward, it's something that's important. All right, let me flip this over to the floor here. Get this one here. Get these cards out of the way, and we will see what's going on. for a mini. Let me get some water too. I need to get a little bit more clear and then I can do that next one. Holy moly, there's a bajillion and one cards in here. Go figure. Go figure. All right. Jeez. Jeez, guys, look at this. I mean, look. Ridiculous. But okay. All right. Let me get some water and then we will do Emily's mini. Yeah. Yeah. It's very much like the Sacred Kingdoms, but a little bit brighter artwork. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, now let's look again and we'll see if we can find Emily for a mini. Emily, did you have a specific question? Because I'm not seeing it here. So I'm not seeing if there was a specific question. So if there's a specific question type, if you just want a general, let me know, whatever's going on. Emily for a mini, but I'm not seeing the specific or the particular question. Okay. I'm scrolling. Okay. Next up was Emily for a mini, guys, and I'm not seeing her question, so we'll go into the general if we just need to do it general. But Emily, are you here? Give a shout out, and if you have a specific or if you want a general or if you want love or blah, 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 let me know. I'm going to get a little bit more water. Kim? Did Emily have a question that she wanted specifically? Because if not, we're just going to go in and we'll just do general. Because I'm not seeing the question here. Okay. All right. We're going to see if I've missed it somehow. I don't think so. All right. All right. Emily, we're going in for the general for you. Give me just a second. We're going to take a look. We're going into the Steampunk Tarot for you. Can you see where the general goes? Yeah. For Emily's mini, we're going into the Steampunk Tarot. It's one of my favorite decks. This is one that Phil got me, the Steampunk Tarot, and I loved it. And I love the steampunk look and vibe. But we're going to see what's going on for Emily. For mini. We're going to go to the Australian 10, which is just a different way of laying out the Celtic cross when it comes right down to it. That's what it is. And then we're going to go for highlights and lowlights and see what's going on. For the mini in the general for Emily. Something that is coming through is the lesson. It's coming through the lesson. This is a time of learning that's big for you. All right. Lesson is balance. Whoa. Oh my. Okay. The lesson is patience and balance right here. The ending is evaluating the fruits of your labor. But right here, what we're seeing, let's see if I can scooch this down. Right here, what we're seeing is the Chariot card. This is the lesson of balance before the momentum. And the challenge is the Tower. Sometimes this is very physical representation. It can be home, it can be body and health issues, but something that just blows things out of the water and like, everything is kind of shot to shit. This is the Beautiful Disaster. It's one of my favorite cards, even though it is ruin and horrible and awful, and it's because it's always beautiful after. This is the plot twist. This is the cosmic wrecking ball that sweeps the old life away and brings something new forward before the momentum is gained. Now, if I were just doing this for funsies or for whatever, somebody could interpret this as car trouble. This is the Chariot. There's something wrong with the car. So I can't not say something about that. Take a look at what's going on with your vehicle. But the vehicle that you use to move through life is where the lesson is coming in a big, big way. What we're seeing here, the Chariot. What we're seeing in the conscious thoughts, how do you move through this threshold, the Four of Wands? How do you get the synchronicity? How do you move through it? And then the Two of Cups, subconscious, the desire for romance, partnership, the desire for union, the desire for equal offering to come through that isn't here yet, that you want to have manifest yet. It's not here. You're still setting up for this event. This Four of Wands, the party, that's the wedding, the graduation, the celebration outside the city limits. This is the common folk celebration. It's not here yet. The coming together, the perfect fit isn't here yet, and it's testing your patience a little bit. There's something else that needs to be stripped down, removed, taken down before you can move forward. You in the now is victory. This one's riding alone right now, being seen, observed, and recognized by others. But there is something about this ride that it does feel a little bit like the lonely rider. It doesn't feel like an empty or hollow victory, but what it does feel like is the lonely rider. You want to be riding in tandem with somebody, but if you're going to steer your own course of action, it has to be you at the wheel, you at the helm, you steering it. Recent past is showing the Hanged Man. This is where the perspective has to shift. This is a willing sacrifice of time. I'm getting a 3-month stamp. What is that about? We're in July, so we've got July, August, September, or it could be, no, it feels like end of September. So this is something, I'm getting a stamp coming in here. When I get a stamp of time, it's just an energetic feel. It's just what I'm feeling for time. It's not a hard, fast rule. I don't control anybody's choices. These cards are just giving a heads up and a clue. They might be reminding you of something, and something might resonate for you. But I'm getting a 3-month stamp off of this. It feels like 3 months of sacrifice, whatever this is for. It's a season of sacrifice in the recent past where you're changing your opinion, changing how things are going. You're setting things up, and then September's coming in the Hermit. Going forward, it feels like by the time September is ending, you will be well on your way moving forward with something. That's huge. Now, down here, let me come back down to the cards again. Right here. In the environment around you and the hopes and fears, we have the Two of Swords. What are the choices? What are the choices? And this one is kind of blindfolded and walking the tightrope at the same time. You feel like you can't make a right choice and that things have been destroyed or things that have been screwed up. You feel like you're getting a little bit of in the penalty box for no reason at all, but that's not the case. Don't refuse the gift that's being offered. Don't be so moody, broody, pouty that you're refusing the gift being offered. The hopes and fears is you're never going to get yours, but you're going to get yours. Your time will come. It's fruits of labor. It has to take a little bit of time. The harvest isn't yet here. Now let's see what else is going on in the above. So hang on. I want all the cards here. Hang on. Same deck, second deck, but it's the minor or the smaller. I want to know what's going on in September more. Why does this Chariot want to meet up in September? Oh, well, that's a fun little shift. Hang on, guys. Take a look. What am I doing? I'm taking them out of their formation, and I took these two from the sides, put them up to the top. This is where the ambition is going, where you want to drive to. This is something towards the end of September where you're holding the light. This is you getting through the dark night of the soul and coming out the other side of it stronger. Tower gets a little bit more infusion, and you get beyond the rubble in this card. Really, really beyond the rubble, beautifully illustrated. It's like beyond the Tower moment moving forward. Okay, what else is going on here? This is crowning and a cross. Let's see what happens here. Wow, okay. There's still a little bit of pain that you have to leave behind. The shadow side needs to leave behind. This is the dark night of the soul being left behind because the light of the star is taking you forward. The dream, the hopes, the true north that needs to be followed, taking you forward in a huge, huge way. This is what's going on. Death of the ego has to happen here. The moon, there's a little bit of deception right now where you're trying to set up this Four of Wands. In the conscious, there's a little bit of a screwiness in the way you're thinking about setting it up. There's something that's more deeply inspiring than what you think. So what makes you light up and excites you is one aspect of the world, one aspect of what's going on. But it's not the only aspect. And what is the deeper thing needs to be looked at as well. Follow your intuition on this. Very, very psychic cards and very much murkiness for about the next month or so. Follow your intuition. That's all I can tell you. It's not just what you have fun doing or what you're excited about. It's also the depth that your soul lesson is learning right now. Four of Pentacles. This is where you're learning to save, where you're learning to guard resources but not be defensive. This is where you're learning to guard and not be greedy. It's this lesson, this balance that has to come through for you. Then here, the Ten of Pentacles. Generational breakthrough. This is legacy. This is wealth. This is inheritance. How do you leave your mark? These are things you're thinking on. Now I want to see the third deck. Let's see a little bit more. I know it's a mini, but I'm a nosy reader, and I want to see what's going through the center of this. Because when we, let me flip this down so you can see, when we have these set in such a way that we've got them reset, they've reconfigured themselves into this pyramid, these two things need to be balanced to go through here in order that you make the choice. There is a path that comes through here. These are opening up. I want to see 2 cards here, 2 cards here. Let's see what's going on. Same deck, third deck. This is first, second, third. Okay. This is like the building block lessons, the buffers and the little mini battles, the daily grind battles that will be coming forward, coming through in this one. Okay. You have to plant the seeds before they can get the harvest, right? You have to put the work in before you can evaluate how well it's doing. You have to be willing to take the time to nurture, to plant, to let something grow. To let the pinnacle grow, you have to plant the seeds. There is a lack of water going on here. This is the Knight of Cups, questing for the Grail without having first watered. It's like you can't drink from an empty cup. You can't grow seeds if you just throw seeds in dirt and you don't ever put water. What good is that? You have to have some kind of nourishment going in. You have to do some nourishing of self. Nourishing of self has to happen first. This is this balance that needs to be learned. This is huge for you. This is in the daily grind. You have to learn how to do this. Then you move forward. Then you move towards the dreams a little bit more. Head out of the clouds would serve you a little bit. Get grounded, get grounded, get grounded. Yeah, yeah, okay. What else is coming up on this side? Okay. Once you've figured this out, it puts you in this perfect spot to create, to harmonize energies. Wow, love it. Death and transformation, and that's the damn truth. This is like you're still in chrysalis stage in some form. You're still in the cocoon, but you're wanting to kick your way out. You're figuring it out. Something is changing within you, and this is really happening big. When the butterfly is in the cocoon and the caterpillar goes in there and dissolves itself, then the cocoon gets hard. I'm sure that caterpillar is wondering, what in the hell is going on, before it cracks the cocoon and gets out. And it feels like this is what's coming. This transformative energy, this change. It's going to be less external focused and more internal focused. That's what I can tell you. And the truth is big, big, big on this. What else is coming in? Why am I getting High Priestess energy coming in here? I'm getting the High Priestess card coming in, coming in, coming in. The Nine of Wands. You're still looking out for something. And what is it? Harmonizing. Okay. Give me a second. This is where you're wanting to be, doing the work, planting the seeds, working the work, doing the thing. But if you're not listening or not looking to the lessons of the past, you're going to have difficulty with this. You're going to have difficulty navigating, negotiating, finding the right point of balance. There's something in the instructions and in the prescriptive that you're not paying attention to. You need to look at it again. Look at it again through a more narrow lens, not through a clearer lens is what I would say. A clearer lens. This is huge for you. Anything else? Clear the excess bullshit out of the way. Again, looking through the clear lens, it has to be there. The Three of Wands precedes the Four. The Three of Wands is where you have to be patient and wait before you can set things up and celebrate. What's coming through is that you need to be patient with yourself. This tower moment, whatever this is that created ruin or chaos or pretty much breakage on every level. You need to take the wisdom from this. It's like... sometimes the universe serves us a really good-sized slice of humble pie, and we get humbled. We get humility coming in. We get different lessons than we planned. We get a different road trip than we thought. The detour takes us completely off the course that we had planned for our trajectory. And that's what it feels like is happening. It feels like the course you planned, you're planning to the best of your knowledge right now, but the road that you need to travel is different than what you planned. This is what's going on, and this is what's going to carry you forward. The Star card is here. Hold to your true north. This is huge for you. This tower moment is feeling like it's going to be a pain in the butt for a while. It doesn't feel like romance is on the horizon, and it feels like ambition is thwarted, is the word that I'm getting. When ambition is thwarted, it means what you're driving towards, what your ambition is, what you've got your sights set on, needs tweaked somehow. It may be you're completely focusing on the wrong thing, or it may be you're focusing on something but not seeing the smaller gift in the lesson. Something smaller, it seems smaller right now, and down the track it feels like it's going to be more significant. That's what I've got for you, Emily. I hope that is helpful to you. That's the general. This is the Steampunk Tarot, and I love this deck. I love it, love it, love it. So that's what I've got for you for right now. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but that's what's come through. So that's complete. And yeah, this is the Steampunk Tarot. And yeah, you guys can see I ink my card deck so I can have the full deck and easily sort them out later. So you're welcome, guys. You are welcome. All right, I'm going to have a little bit of water. I think that the list is clear now. Is it clear, Kim? Do we know? Okay, well, if the list is clear, then I'm probably going to sign off and sign out. Phil is going to be on his way home tonight, and I don't know, it's probably 50-50 whether we'll do a show tomorrow. We do have some family coming in town for 4th of July weekend, and we're hoping to connect with them. So we'll see how that goes. But if we can, we'll try and pull off a show on Thursday night. It's 50-50, so I'm not making any promises because Phil will be like, why did you promise this ahead? So we'll see how it goes. But that's what I've got. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for doing this with me. And I love you guys. I love doing this. It's been a really good day, and I hope it continues to be a really good week for everybody. All right. Take care, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.